So I've been through a few embarkation days, I've been through a few cruise line check-ins, but on this last check-in on the MSC Seaside, something took me completely by surprise. Let's talk about it. Hey, what's up everybody? Tony with Lido Loca. Welcome to the Lido Loca YouTube channel. I'm assuming you got here because you like cruising. If you like cruise ships, cruise news, cruise tips, cruise vlogs, really anything to do with cruising, please consider subscribing to the channel with the notification bell on. That way you don't miss out on any of our content. Now on to the story. This is going to be a little bit of a story time. It's going to be super quick, but pay close attention. I want to know at the end if you've had this experience or not. We went through the check-in process on the MSC Seaside on our recent cruise, and it was fairly standard. You know, we waited in line a little bit. So we went through security, we went up an escalator, we ended up waiting at the check-in desk. We provided our documentation, our passports, and then they went to get our room keys so that we could start our process of jumping on the MSC Seaside. But what was odd is the one thing they didn't do is they didn't ask for a credit card. Every cruise prior to this, we've gone online and we've put our credit card in so that we would have one on file so that the charges from our shipboard account would go to that credit card. I've got to go back and check. I'm not sure that we did that when we checked in online for MSC. She came back with our keys. She said, "Have a good cruise." And I said, "Well, don't you need a credit card for us for our charges?" And she said, "Oh, don't worry about that. You're gonna do it on board." Now look, I just made a video about some of the most horrendous lines on a cruise ship on embarkation day, and guest services is one of them. And so as soon as she said, "You're gonna do it on the ship," I was freaking out a little bit. Does that mean that everybody that's in this room, these thousands of passengers that are getting on the MSC Seaside, are we all gonna have to wait in line to get our credit card on file through guest services? It seemed like a disaster waiting to happen. I was a little apprehensive, but once we got on board, we found out this is what they do. When you get on board, around the atrium area, they have several of these kiosks where you can go and supply your credit card, your debit card, and associate that with your shipboard account. Now, it did not take cash, so I assume people that are gonna be cash only are gonna have to jump in those guest services line, but you could actually swipe your card at this kiosk and set up your shipboard account. And I believe the number was 48 hours that you had to swipe your card to set up your shipboard account. The only thing I don't know 100% for sure, and this is where I could use some help, is if you do not set up your shipboard account when you get on board, can you charge things to your room? I don't know if it's an honor system where for 2 days you could, get drinks and those kind of things, and then make sure that you reconcile your credit card, make sure you have something on file to pay for those charges. I know they're not gonna let you off the ship until you reconcile what you've charged anyways, but we were fortunate. We walked by one and there wasn't anybody there pretty soon right after we got on the cruise ship, and then I just set up my account. So if you cruised on Seaside and you know that rule of 48 hours, please leave a comment and let me know whether you can go 2 days without actually having anything backing your shipboard account. So yeah, it was a surprise. Again, I didn't know what to expect, but in hindsight, now that I had some time to think about it, I think it's a good process. It sped up our check-in process at the gate before we got on the cruise ship. And then it also gave us some time where we could go do the credit card part at our leisure. So again, you didn't have to fight a huge line at guest services, and it was an automated way that we could do this. The question for the comments is this: have you seen this before with other cruise lines? Have you cruised on MSC? Do you know if that 48-hour grace period allows you to charge before you assign some sort of payment to your sell and sign account? Is this a radical new departure to speed up check-in? I'd love to hear your opinion down in the comments below. Don't forget to take a moment to subscribe to the channel, follow us on social media, and come to Facebook to the Lido Loca cruising community. Join the Loca fam. And again, my name's Tony from Lido Loca, and until the next time, we'll see you on the Lido. Bye.